we fought 2 world wars, right? The primary target for these leftists, they're Bolsheviks. Let's just call them what they are. Let's rip the Band-Aid off there and just get that right out there. So their stated primary enemy is white, European, Christian males. They make no bones about it. That's their stated primary enemy. Now let's rewind history a little bit and go back and look what happens when you piss those guys off. You get 2 world wars where whole continents are burned to the ground and atomic weapons get used. So maybe leave the white boys alone, because they'll take a whole lot of shit. But once it finally snaps, son, you're in a world of fucking hurt.
Yeah.
2 world wars. We just burned whole continents down.
Well, and before that, like, we colonized the entire planet.
Yes.
You know, we waged all kinds of wars all across Europe, mainly all over with ourselves.
Yep.
But with that being said, I mean, I don't want to see that kind of violence in my lifetime. I'm good.
No. You did literally 3 times as much as I did, but I did my share of the stupid as well. And no professional soldier wants to see war, especially at home, because we know what it means.
Yep.
We understand what you're asking for, and you don't, and you really, really, really don't want it.
Yeah, and actually, I was looking at a meme today, and the meme was from this trans militia, and I'm like,
wait,
yeah,
okay, continue.
There's a trans militia, and I was just like, you have no idea what you are fucking asking for. Because what are you going to do? Run around and with your rainbow flag and your lipstick on, and maybe you get a few of us, but it's not going to work out. And I hope it doesn't come to that. I really do. But let's just be honest. They want to kill you because you don't want to believe in their fairy tale life. They want you to cut your cack and balls off and join the eunuch squad like them. And they want to groom your children at will in front of you with you can't do anything about it. Now, I myself thought something like this was going to kick off when they were doing that in schools.
Yeah.
Because kids used to be the hot button that you never fucked with back in the day. And we might start seeing that now moving forward.
This pendulum is swinging, and they do not like it. And I was talking to you before the show, before your primary went down. Pop's running on auxiliary internet right now.
Yes.
He has more than one internet connection in the lair.
Well, our power went down here in the lair. It was down for like 3 hours. So
yeah,
it happens every 6 to 8 weeks here. I have no idea why that.
You live literally on the edge of what basically amounts to a third world country, dude.
I know.
You're right on the 4820 die.
Got it.
Everybody talks shit about Detroit. Pop is stone's throw away from why people talk shit about Detroit. Anyway, we were talking before the show, and I mentioned that I have identified a new subspecies of human culture in the United States. We talk about Generation X and blah, 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 and all that. Generation 0C are the kids raised on zero concept of consequences. They have literally no concept of consequences. In grade school, they play sports and everybody gets a trophy and everybody passes and moves on to the next grade. In junior high, they get to be on whatever sports team they want because everybody needs to be included. In high school, they'll swap genders if they're not good enough to be on the varsity football team and play on the girls' football team. And nobody says a word. Nobody kicks their ass in school. We got our asses beat from grade school on. From grade school on, you could expect a minimum of a fight a year if you were a guy.
Dude, I fought every day.
Yep. That was the minimum, was a fight a year per guy.
Yeah.
That was like the baseline. And then you had little smartasses like me who picked fights every fucking chance he got, and you fought all the time. But these kids have never been in that situation. They can't, but the teachers will go to bat for them. They'll actually go to court over this shit. So they've never had to defend themselves. They were never stuffed in a locker in high school. They were never given a freaking atomic wedgie in the locker room.
Hang on a minute. The locker shit. That's hilarious. I'm turning on my air conditioning. Sorry.
That was okay. I forget who it was. It was one of the Berkeley Bears was beating up a punk rock girl in the hallway one day. And I grabbed him by the belt and the collar and just proceeded to feed him into a locker over and over until a hall monitor came over and went, okay, that's enough. And that was it. That was the end of the fight.
Yeah. But the thing is the youth of today I mean, we did a video like 5-6 years back called Bring Back the Bullies. And a lot of people got so upset at that. But there's a lot of valuable life lessons you learn from a bully, and it's better you learn those lessons younger than later in life.
Bullies in school are your first set of life's left and right boundaries.
Correct.
That is the first set of bumper rails on the bowling alley that ends with your head going straight into the pins at the end of the lane.
Yeah.
Just is what it is. But these kids then go to college and they pass every class and they get a diploma at the end. And I've mentioned this before. I worked for a major law firm, and it was LA, New York, bi-coastal law firm. We were getting attorneys from Stanford and Brown and Yale who couldn't write a sentence.
Yep.
This was 18 years ago. These people don't have any concept of consequences, and now they're faced with real consequences, and they can't fucking take it. But we don't care.
Yeah, we don't care.
This is what we're dealing with. We've seen this exact thing over and over, and now I see why the boundary isn't there, because it blocks everything else. And why do we have the StreamYard one? How do I just turn that shit off?
I have no idea.
I had to touch something. It's my fucking fault.
Just keep going. Fuck it.
I'll keep going.
Fix it.
Oh, there we go. We'll just click it and it turned off.
Okay.
Anyway, this is what we're used to. This is the Generation Zero C that I'm talking about. And we all know this. Everything is fine. But if you retaliate in any way, shape, or form, they lose their fucking minds.
You're labeled an istophobe egotist.
I don't care.
Even when you respond with like facts, logic, and reason.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. They just like, you're a bigot, you're a Nazi, you're whatever, Yahtzee, whatever you want to call it.
Yahtzee! I remember
like, get the hell out of here. And that's another thing I want to see happen in regards to Charlie Kirk's killing. All of these mainstream medias that were pushing this whole thing, all these lies about him to foment, hatred, anger, and violence, they need to be sued into the Stone Age. And I would love to see Trump, take all their FCC licenses away. If they're going to just preach hate, propaganda, and lie to you, they don't need to. That should not be condoned by the United States government. There are plenty of people out there, independents, who are willing to tell the truth and give them the airspace.
Yep. Now, during the Obama era, that's when cancel culture kind of started. And that's when we started to see the first real results of Generation Zero C with the famous cake incident and Just Let Us Get Married and all of that crap. And that's when we should have nipped this shit in the bud. Now it's let us cut your children's balls off. We're not going to tell you, and we're going to get your kid on hormones in school, and there's nothing you can do about it. We'll send you to prison if you try.
Yeah. That's exactly what they're doing, especially in California.
Books in school that like 3 years prior were considered extreme pornography.
Yeah, you had to go to a special truck stop to buy those.
Right, exactly. That kind of thing. It's insane. Now we're there, but this cancel culture thing, Pop and Blake actually understand that a lot better than most people because you guys were subjected to it. I've been thrown off a couple of social medias, but I don't care.
Yeah.
But what happened with you guys?
Well, in 2021, we were covering some COVID stuff
during the lockdowns. Yeah.
Well, the thing is we were covering some of the older studies on the mRNA technology, and one of the studies was, pretty well done, but they extended it for an additional 24 months after the mRNA vaccine was administered.
Right.
Now, to the original pathogen, it worked like a charm. but it crippled and hurt the immune system down the road. And a lot of these test animals were dying from other diseases that their immune system was not fighting, because the mRNA vaccine basically weaponized a large portion of your immune system for one specific target.
Yep.
It was very effective. And we were just covering that. And I get an email from PayPal, like, we're not, you can never do business with us again. You have like these horrible business practices. I called, I tried to talk to, the customer service to get explanation. And they literally would, yeah. And they would just hang up the phone. That happened about half a dozen times. And then they did the same thing to Blake and his wife.
Which is ridiculous because she's just a photographer.
Yeah, she's nothing to do with this whatsoever.
She has never participated in any of our activities at all.
So we've been kicked off PayPal and Venmo for telling the truth. And now here we are, half a dozen years later, and the world is starting to wake up to just how shitty this whole COVID vax thing was.
Yeah.
And all the damage it's doing. But
let's not use too many of those words. I don't want to end up where we started.
I know. But I'm just saying.
I know what you mean.
We got canceled.
Yes.
By basically debanked. They've spent millions upon millions of dollars to fight the government saying they're not a bank.
Yeah.
But you can literally go there and get credit card offers and savings and checking accounts. Of course, they're through another actual bank, but you're blurring the lines.
I know how that works. I worked in the behind the scenes banking industry for a little over a year with a company called Transcard that built all of the connectors between all of the banks. We built the software that enabled HSBC to talk to Chase, to talk to a bank in Italy, to talk to a bank in Hong Kong, all of that stuff. We normalized all of the communications between those banks.
Mm-hmm.
That was our job. That's what we were doing. So yeah, I know they act like a bank because guess what? PayPal was on that list.
Yes. But that's what I'm talking about, the canceling. And, I'm still pretty upset about it because we were pulling down a decent amount of money on PayPal.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, boom. I mean, I could still log into it and read the banner that says I'm banned.
Yeah.
I should probably do that on one of the shows. I think that'd be kind of cool.
I wonder if you set up a whole new account and everything, if you could get back in now.
I don't want to.
Okay.
Because, they canceled me once. I'll just do it again.
Will they, though? That's the question.
But here's
what's going on now.
But here's the thing.
Yep.
The left and these crazy idiots on the left have awoken a sleeping giant.
Yes.
By killing Mr. Kirk, you just filled their hearts with a terrible resolve.
I am going to add to that pile of pain, and I want you to put it in a little box, and I want you to put it into that furnace that runs your engine of will and determination, because when that shot rang out, a little girl panicked and went to run for her daddy. Mm-hmm. Charlie Kirk's daughter heard the shot and tried to run to her daddy. And that will now be burned into her soul for the rest of her life. And her life is very young right now. So you fuckers out there who cheered this, I want you to picture that for the rest of your life. I want that to haunt your fucking dreams for the rest of your lives.
While you're living under
that little girl. Yep.
Yeah. While you're all living under bridges, because there's no place in civil society for that kind of stuff.
My sympathy for them is in the dictionary between the words shit and syphilis.
Watch Grunt Speak live every Tuesday and Thursday at 8 p.m. Eastern. And if you want to join Pop for Supporter Sundays, go to redonkulous.com/donate and make a monthly pledge. A link is in the Meat Gazer box.